Okay, I have to admit, a referee blowing the final whistle before 90 minutes is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And it doesn't stop there. From crazy matches to moments that just make you go absolutely wild, here are the top 10 African Cup of Nations moments. Kicking off our list is the inaugural AFCON in 1957, where only three teams, Egypt, Sudan and Ethiopia, broke ground in what will later become Africa's most prestigious tournament. The Pharaohs of Egypt won that tournament, beating Sudan, who were the hosts. And I know what you're thinking. How do three teams play a tournament? Well, it happened. And over the years, it has increased from 3 teams to 24 teams, which it currently is. Talk about progress. Speaking of progress in the next moment, the referee stopped the progress of a match by blowing the full-time whistle twice. Yeah, and both weren't even in the 90th minute. You see, during a match between Mali and Tunisia, the 21 AFCON tournament in Cameroon, referee Gianni Sikazwe made a series of, questionable decisions through the course of the contest, with 2 questionable penalty decisions before a crazy final 5 minutes, or to be more accurate, 4 minutes 42 seconds. Sikazwe appeared to initially blow for full time after 85 minutes and 11 seconds, then ignored the VAR advice to overturn a red card, and finally called full time in the contest at 89 minutes and 42 seconds. I mean, it's one thing to cut the injury time a little short or misjudge how much stoppage time should be added, but to end the game before 90 minutes is definitely something we just cannot wrap our heads around. Tunisia were trailing 1-0 to Mali, and as you might have guessed, they weren't so pleased with that decision. Although, the ref came out claiming that he almost had sunstroke that day and that's why he had to make everyone go home early. Sure thing, ref. But everyone certainly didn't go home early in our next moment. In the 26th quarterfinal between Ivory Coast and Cameroon, that saw the longest penalty shootout in African history, with a total of 24 shots, featuring iconic figures like Samuel Eto'o and Didier Drogba going head-to-head. The match ended 1-1 after extra time, and in an extraordinary penalty shootout, Eto'o of all people missed his size 12th effort. Everyone on both sides, even the goalkeeper, had already taken one and scored. But the indomitable Lions starman clipped his effort over the crossbar before Drogba then converted his second effort to seal the victory for the Elephants. Speaking of victory, in 2010, Egypt made history by winning the 3rd consecutive AFCON title, which no other nation has achieved. I mean, winning back-to-back is very hard, as only 2 nations aside Egypt had won it before, and they did it twice in 1957 and 1959, 2006, 2008 and 2010. Still staying with the 2010 AFCON, the opening match of the African Cup of Nations set host Angola against Mali, and we saw one of the wildest games ever. The Angolans were coached by Manuel Jose, the Portuguese coach, and were cruising to a 4-0 victory when Manacho converted a 74th minute penalty. Done, right? Not quite. Out of nowhere, Mali mounted a historic comeback. A turnaround in the scoreline was done in the final 12 minutes of the game, including 2 goals in added time. I mean, that is up there as one of the most incredible comebacks in African history and football history. Another moment for history was Burkina Faso's Cinderella story, all the way to the final. You see, in the 2013 edition in South Africa, Burkina Faso weren't even tipped to make it past the group stage, but the Stallions galloped their way through the tournament, defying the odds and proving that football miracles aren't just for the big shots. Okay, they lost the final to Nigeria by just a single goal, but it was a ride, wasn't it? They almost hit their unlikely target. But you can hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications as you won't miss any of our uploads. Moving on to another Cinderella moment in the 2012 edition, co-hosted by Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. In a dramatic final at the Stade de Condé in Libreville, Zambia etched their name into African history by overcoming a star-studded Ivory Coast side in penalties. After a barren draw, the penalty shootout ended 8-7 in Zambia's favor, marking the first AFCON title after 2 previous final losses and paying tribute to the team members lost in a tragic 1993 plane crash. The match was so emotional for Zambia, as the stadium is located on the spot where most of the Zambia national team died when the airplane crashed in 1993. Driving deeper, we've got a magical moment that brought both joy and heartbreak to millions. In the 2019 edition held in Egypt, the Super Eagles of Nigeria went toe-to-toe with the Desert Foxes of Algeria in the semi-finals. And as you might expect, the match was fiercely contested. The game was locked at 1-1 and destined for extra time. But then, Mahrez happened. Riyad Mahrez hit a stunning free kick in the dying moments of the game to seal Algeria's victory and a place in the final. It was even more significant as Algeria won the tournament. Rounding up with a very significant moment, as Salma Mukansanga became the first female referee to officiate a match at the African Cup of Nations to officiate it in the tournament. She has also officiated games at the Olympics, the FIFA Women's World Cup, the African Women Cup of Nations, and the CAF Women Champions League. A great portfolio if you ask me. And with that, we've come to an end to today's video. Please remember to drop a like and leave your comments on which moment was the most significant. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. See you next time.